NBA. Any guesses on who could break that trend and get a heel back in that game?
Man, it's sad to say that.
It is, isn't
Wallace
it? I was just thinking about the other day.
2008. That's the last Tigers All-Star, but we got a lot of pros.
Wow.
That's a lot of pros.
Tons of pros.
But Kobe White and Nasir, they both have a legitimate shot one day to be All-Stars.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. They've got Joe Harris, Harden out there with Kyrie Irving. And it's Durant, and it's Dinwiddie in at center. And for the Trailblazers, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Enes Kanter is out there with Anthony, and it's Powell in at the small forward.
We typically see this several times a game. Harden finishing with contact. He's one of the best at it.
Lillard outside. Anthony against Harden. A shot by Anthony, no good. And so it's Harris who will bring it up for the Nets. Here's Dinwiddie. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Greg Popovich, the Spurs coach, Kenny, has talked about how the three-point shot is ruining the game. What do you say when you hear that?
Well, he's a participant of that.
I was about to say, like, he's the one that brought it to the forefront more than anybody.
Of it. But I think overall, yes, because people now take bad threes over good twos. So players don't have worse shot recognition.
I think they took bad twos just as much as they take bad threes. I mean, I'd never forget my college coach said, I had a teammate took a shot. It was a bad shot. And I got on him about it. And coach looked at me and he said, hey, you know, we don't yell at our shooting guard. He said, I never met a player that took a shot he wasn't trying to make. And that stood with me because you don't shoot it to miss, but that doesn't mean it's a good shot.
Right. And Portland has possession following the bucket by the Nets.
This is McCollum's role. He's a shooter first and foremost.
Nets have gone 4-4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here. The three from Harden, and the Nets another three.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
You look at when you guys played, Kenny, a ton of incredible guards, certainly during your time. Which players gave you the biggest fits when you tried to guard? Who were the most difficult guys?
Well, I didn't have to guard Jordan, but I know that a lot of people had Mike Mears before they played him.
That's a good one. I like
Yeah.
that.
But you know what's funny? Like guys like Dana Barris and Mahmoud, they were tough to guard, because they were so small, and they could get up under you, and you couldn't really pressure them at times.
It was always the guys that most people wouldn't think about.
Yeah.
Michael Adams.
Yep.
Muggsy Bogues.
Muggsy.
I hated to be guarded by him, too. And then, there were some guys that just had quirky games. Remember, was it Kevin Porter?
Oh, did you play against John Bagley?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Herky-jerky guy.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now here's McCollum. He had a 30-point outing their last game against the Clippers. Back to Lillard. Kanter inside, guarded by Harden. Kanter, the pass to Anthony, and he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Kenny, when you came into the NBA as a rookie, was there a veteran who stepped in to become your mentor?
My first coach, Bill Russell, was a mentor.
Was your mentor?
Yes. Which is even funnier, the former players of North Carolina were my mentors because we played
some of those guys.
Michael Jordan, Sam Perkins, Walter Davis.
That's like a Hall of Fame class.
Yeah. I mean, all those guys were still in the league, and they would come back and they would tell stories about what it takes to be in the NBA and how you got to stay there. So those were my mentors.
And you drank in every word.
Oh, every second,
right. And it's good for 2. Irving's got 5 points so far.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
McCollum feeling it out a bit. Here's the floater, and the layup is up and in. McCollum's got his second basket of the night.
Some guys just have every shot in the book. CJ's one of them.
The drive by Jordan. The kick out to Irving. Fires for 3. Portland grabs the miss, and this is their first time matched up with Brooklyn this year.
And both of these sides were fighting tooth and nail for a playoff spot and split their season series at 1 apiece.
Not too many teams have been able to win back-to-back titles in the NBA, but Kenny, you were a part of one of those elite groups with the Houston Rockets. Mentally, that's got to be very difficult to repeat.
Yes, the second year is much tougher.
Why? Why is it?
Because you become, I call fat cat-itis or complacent. You know, you got guys who are 8th, 9th, 10th man on the team. They're getting TV commercials now. They're coming on a plane with shades. You know, instead of hard hats, you know, they got on velvet hats. It's just a different environment for guys who have not been accustomed to being stars, now being stars.
And not to mention, you go from being the hunter to the hunted. Like, that's a part of it, too, because now you get everybody's.
Simons, he's checked in for Portland.
Looking here at some numbers for Brown.
How he did last season. Averaged about 9 points per game, 4 assists and 4 rebounds. Well, fans of this team will take this kind of production from him without hesitation.
I'll tell you, he has been a solid contributor. They have called his number, and he has delivered for them.
That one good for 2.
And McCollum just wants to win. Passes like that demonstrate his unselfishness.
On the wing, Brown. Pass to Griffin. The kick out to Brown. On the wing, Irving. Jacks up a 3. Here's Jordan. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
And stolen by Irving. And now the fast break. Irving with the ball. Here's Dinwiddie. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Last game matched up with the Clippers. A tough loss there.
Hey, they had their opportunities, but let's face it, they choked from the line. Hard to win that way on the road.
You've got to stand in and deliver from the free throw line, even in a tough environment, and they failed to do so.
And Portland with another turnover here. Harden up top. And he gets the bucket. Harden's got 9 points.
In the face of good defense, Harden could put his body between the defender and the ball.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. Back to the action after this word. Damian Lillard told us before the game, when asked how he's
humble beginnings. You know, I'm from a...
Well, some of the best stories in our league are about guys who struggled to get to where they are today.
And I really hope the young guys out there are listening to this. You don't have to be a 5-star prospect to achieve your dreams.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And taking a look at the Nets' performance here, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
Playing inside out in that first quarter led to some high percentage shots in the paint.
It is great when you can get that established early, because to me it opens up every other aspect of your game.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. Harden out there with Brown. Then it's Durant. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. And it's Claxton in at the 4. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Kevin, good evening. Well, last season, the Blazers were beset by injuries, and they fell short of their goals. Their star, Damian Lillard, said, "Once we're in a better position, I want people to remember how I responded when things didn't go my way, so that they know my character is true." Kevin, we know that Dame grew up in Oakland, a place where overcoming adversity was ingrained. Back to you.
Thank you, D.A. You ask around, more and more team trainers focused on the importance of sleep for peak performance. Was that something that you ever paid attention to, Kenny, when you were playing?
Yes. I never played an NBA game, maybe very few, without taking a nap on game day.
But how about like a night's sleep? Like, would you say I got to get 7 hours, or I got to get 8 hours?
I would say my thing was I would set my timer for 12:30 a.m. to make sure that I'm in bed by 12:30. So that would be my alarm clock, not to wake up, but to go to bed by that time.
Greg?
Yeah, my nap was more important than my night of sleep. Because also back then we travel, like after games, a lot of times you didn't get to the next city to 2, 3 in the morning, and you're still wired up. So like that nap, man, was vital.
Vital.
Harden the pass to KD. Here's Claxton. He's covered by Cantor. Claxton no good. And so Lillard will bring it up for the Trailblazers. Trailing by 13. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. Count that bucket.
I love that Cantor will pursue rebounds out of his area. This guy's such a powerful player who's willing to exert his will.
Kenny, so much can happen on draft night. What was it like for you the night you were selected out of North Carolina, number 6 overall?
It was interesting because I wasn't sure if I was going to Sacramento.
Really?
Because I interviewed for everyone else in the top 10 basically except for them.
You're kidding.
And they took me without an interview. And that surprised me. Not very often, Greg, in life you get a job without an interview.
Yeah.
Well, I got that one.
A high-paying job.
A high-paying one at that.
No less.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland.
And no doubt, Coach wants them to shore up their interior defense.
I think right now they're giving up way too many easy looks. That is a recipe for disaster.
So for the Trailblazers, Collins checked in for Cantor. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Anthony Simons. The Nets also changing it up. Griffin's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. And Irving subbed in for Bruce Brown. No good from Irving. And it's McCollum in the corner. It's good from long range. McCollum's got 7 points. We hear all these different terms about resting players, but Kenny, load management seems to be the one that is stuck. Is that something you wish was around, for instance, when you played?
Honestly, I probably didn't want it, but if I used it, I would have been a much better player. Honestly. Because your body is at 170 pounds, 6'3", is not built to play 82 games in playoffs. It's not built for that. Your body's just not meant for that. So yes, I might have been, Greg, I might have been in a couple All-Stars, man, I think, man. I could have done some things.
But wasn't there pride in players in playing 82 games?
In all reality, the pride was in you had to work for that next contract. The dollars are such now that it's an investment for the team that they're trying to protect. So it means as much for them to make sure you're rested and ready to go, to Kenny's point, as it does to you.
On up the court, and the jam by Harden.
The weapons in James Harden's offensive bag are lethal, especially when he's firing on all cylinders.
Trailblazers trailed by 13. Anthony, the pass to Collins. And that one drops.
Boy, this guy has been terrific. The rest of the team, however, struggling.
Timeout called, the Nets.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
Well, this is a chess match. Looking ahead a few moves and trying to execute toward that.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Jones is checked in. Durant for 3. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
A remarkable long-range shooter. Durant with the effortless stroke from behind the arc.
And we want to thank the Jet for giving us his thoughts. Kenny, you can stop by here anytime. That door is always open for you.
Well, the door's open, but I'm going to steal a key just in case you don't invite me back. I'm taking it right now.
Well, he'll have the key.
Yes, sir. I'm taking the key right now.
We'll tell you. Oh, the power on that throwdown.
Wow.
And this is how a floor leader makes a statement. Harden just put the other team on notice.
1:03 left in the first half of the game. McCollum kicks to Lillard. Back to McCollum. A beautiful reverse layup. McCollum's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
Well, this quarter has been all about this guy. He is trying to close the gap in the score.
Durant. Rebounded by McCollum.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And it's good off the back rim and in. McCollum's got it back down to single digits for Portland. Brooklyn's gotten hot from three-point land in the second quarter, going 4 of 5 from downtown. Here's Griffin. The kick out to Irving. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Portland's gone 6 of 11 when they've taken the three-point shot tonight. Very respectable. That's a 2 from Lillard. Rebound, Brooklyn. At one point, they led by 16, and that game will be game 2 of 5 out on the road. He gets that one. Irving's got 11 points.
Just so smooth. Kyrie Irving identifying the opening and then letting it rip. You know, we've seen him just tear after the rebounds tonight. No fear. You have to love that effort.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. And thanks to their outstanding defense, the impact Damian Lillard has had on this game has been minimal. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks a lot. Kyrie, what was your plan for tonight?
I was trying to get assists in the beginning, and I'm just having a good time out here. Got it going a little bit. Enjoying myself.
Okay, Kyrie, we'll see you in the second half. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
The 2K